Hello and welcome back to the When You're Podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're popping fireworks for the 4th of July. Now, let's get the first thing out of the way, all right? Fireworks are bad for the environment, all right? I always, every time I looked up at the sky and saw the smoke, I was like, that's a lot of smoke. It's not, it's not healthy to be breathing that in, you know what I mean? And I like the nice clear sky, you know what I mean? No smoke. But obviously when you pop those fireworks, it's gonna have some detriment to the planet. So let's first start off by saying I in no way, shape, or form am saying that fireworks are, healthy. I'm not saying they're especially amazing or they are great, you know what I mean? They are amazing. I'm just saying that, like, in the grand scheme of things, looking at the health and how to better the environment, fireworks are not the way to go. I mean, just the amount of smoke, you know what I mean? Just all of that out there. And especially in, I'm just thinking about where I live. Imagine everywhere else around the world. I mean, in America. So imagine all of the fireworks that you pop in your city, your town, your state, whatever, and then multiply that by 50. They're doing it all across the states. I have no idea. I don't know if they do it in Hawaii. I would imagine there would be a law against it. But, that hasn't stopped people before. And I'm sure they have fireworks in Hawaii. Yeah, they do those fire shows all the time. They definitely have fireworks. So, the smoke, not good, very, very terrible for the environment. And I personally, I think, it's atrocious that stuff is, harming the environment. I wish there was a way to make a healthy, clean version of it, but there's no way of that. And not to mention the effect it has on animals, Like my poor dog, she is terrified of fireworks. As soon as a little pop goes off, she starts cowering in the corner, looking for any kind of reassurance that the world isn't ending, that the world's not, going to die. And I feel for her, you know what I mean? And for the other animals, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you're just a wild bird. Let's say you're just a pigeon in your tree, and you're just like, you know what? Let me go out for a little night fly, let me spread my wings and go out there for a little bit. You go up into the sky, you start flying, and then all of a sudden this bright beam of light comes right at you. It hits you and then it explodes and it's just like, whoa! And you start flying down, you try to get back to your nest, maybe your little eggs, huh? Or, your little babies, but it doesn't happen. And think about our own babies. Think about human babies that have to endure that. Imagine there's let's say there's like a new couple, a new mother and father bring a baby into this world, right? On July, let's say the baby gets born on July 1st, right? July 2nd comes around. And, they take the baby home. July 3rd rolls around, and it's the third day with the baby, okay? They finally put it to sleep. And then July 4th, it's nothing but explosions and fireworks and loud noises outside. And the baby starts crying, and it's wailing because it doesn't know what's going on in the world. It doesn't understand the concept of fireworks, all right? Most babies don't. And that's why you got to give them headphones. If you take them out to a fireworks show, you got to be prepared to, to cover their ears and let them know that it's not scary. They're not going to die. Crazy. And then on top of that, you got our old school veterans out there who are experiencing PTSD from the war. You know what I'm saying? From their time of service. It's got to be tough. It's got to be really, it's got to be a rough day for them. You got to get out of the country on that day. You know what I mean? You got to figure out a way to get out of the country, especially on, for them, for a little peace of mind. Go to Canada. There's nothing wrong with celebrating 4th of July in Canada. If you're American, I don't know if, I don't know if you're Canadian and you celebrate 4th of July over there. But if you're American and then you happen to go to Canada on July 4th, like, I'm not even speaking mostly of, like, veterans here. I'm talking about, like, people who go on vacation. Summer vacation, you know what I mean? I don't know why you would go to Canada for summer vacation, but, it's a possibility. You go over there, right? And then it just so happens to be 4th of July. And you take some of the American spirit with you to Canada. And then with that, you know what I mean? You light a firework or two, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. At least I don't think. You know, I don't know what people do. But, yeah, they do have fireworks all over the place. And as bad as it is also, I don't want to say a part of the business, but it's a part of the show, right? Like, isn't, you know, lights, and it's a part of the allure of some things. Like, I know Disneyland, they light up the fireworks every single night, 4th of July or not. They light it up. At least from what I can tell, they do a lot of fireworks at night. Like at the final show, they do like a big fireworks display. Or maybe I'm getting that wrong. Maybe they've changed it. They can afford some drones. But from what I know, or what I remember when I went to Disneyland, I've been there a few times. They, at the end of the night, they do the big thing. I don't know if it's I don't remember where they do it. I think it was like where that big castle is. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways. They have the big castle, and then they do all the fireworks there. You know, they have fun over there. They pop it like every single night, and that's like terrible. That's crazy. But they're also probably putting the most money towards environmental things, right? Hopefully. I have no idea. But they do it they have to do fireworks at a bunch of other places, like what am I thinking of? Like amusement parks. A bunch of amusement parks, like maybe Six Flags, they gotta do fireworks too. Maybe not as often. Maybe not like Disneyland. But there has to be, like, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a few amusement parks out there that part of it, or maybe a way to entice people to come by, is by lighting fireworks. They set fireworks off every now and then. They do it at sporting events. I know they do it at baseball games, or, you know, they'll have like a fireworks display at like a baseball field. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they'll let people, you buy tickets or whatever. You go onto the field, you lay down, and you look up, and they'll shoot fireworks up into the sky, and you can like enjoy the show. I know, because I've been to one of those, and I don't in particularly remember how it was, but I just remember the feeling of like looking up, and every time the fireworks would go off, you could feel the ground shake, you could feel the vibrations. It was a really cool experience. It was really nice, and it's kind of fun. But what I'm thinking about here is just that, like, these places, they add, it's a part of the experience, the fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you win the baseball games, like let's say it's a home team, right? They win. And when they win, they let off all of the fireworks up into the sky with the the team's logo up there, right? They do they do it too. So, you know, it happens. They probably do it at the rodeo. They definitely, dude. I can't say with absolute certainty that they do it at the rodeo. I'm just basing it off of my the back of my mind here, but I'm trying to, I distinctly remember, or maybe they're sparklers. I don't know for sure, but they definitely, they have to. It's Texas, or, you know, in the South, they definitely do fireworks in the South. The rodeo, are you kidding me? Dude, the rodeo needs fireworks. It's like a part of the whole thing, right? It's not just like some regular old like get together and howdy hangout. It's a festival. It's an event. It's a rodeo. All right. And if you don't have fireworks at the end of the night, then it's not really, you know, it feels like it's missing something, isn't it? Would it? I get maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember, but that carnivals definitely have it. Carnivals definitely have it. If you've ever been, I mean, just like a small carnival, they have like it's just another thing to entice you to stay, or like a part of the experience. You know, you come to the carnival, maybe you don't even really buy a whole lot of stuff. Maybe you don't buy tickets, maybe you don't do all that stuff, but maybe you can pay to go see like a fireworks show, or maybe it's kind of fun to be out there. You know what I mean? I don't get it. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, these carnivals, these places, the fireworks are part of the whole event. They're part of the reason that you go is like a part of the whole end of the night. You get to see the fireworks and you get to have like ice cream and you get to play games and you know what I'm saying? Like the carnival experience involves, at least what I'm thinking of, like fireworks. You know, it's not just a 4th of July thing, but it can be. It can be a part of the whole thing. Now there has to be, you know, 4th of July isn't the only time you can light up fireworks. They do it all the time. I just listed a bunch of them there. But, like, what other holidays? Like, 4th of July is a holiday. It's to celebrate America. But they also do it for New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? Once you break in the New Year's, they pop those fireworks up into the sky. And then they never, ever... I mean, it just feels like it never ends. It never ends with the fireworks. So, what other holidays would it really be? I'm thinking of New Year's, and off the top of my head, New Year's Eve is the first one that pops. New Year's is the one that really starts it off. That's the one that I feel like starts the year off right with a bang, and then 4th of July is more of like a halfway through the year celebration kind of a deal. But then, what other holiday warrants like a real real explosion? You know, what other holiday is there that carries that much, that has to have that much of a bang to it? You know what I mean? Like you don't light fireworks for Flag Day, right? You don't do that for that day. You don't light fireworks for You don't light fireworks for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like, what holiday other than New Year's Eve and the 4th of July warrants fireworks? Maybe it's, okay, Valentine's Day. Okay, hear me out. Maybe you go out for like a fancy place, or you decide to like really impress your partner. And then you get like a nice hotel with a good balcony, and then they light fireworks down below there, and then they set it off. Right? That could be a possibility. That's an idea. I think that's more of a personal, not like a everybody does it kind of a deal. That's more of like a if you have it, you can. You know what I mean? Like personally, on Valentine's Day, it's all personal based. Valentine's Day, if you love somebody, you can get fireworks, and then you can use that as kind of part of the celebration. And as like a whole deal of it. You know, not everybody blows up fireworks on Valentine's Day. Like that's not a part of it. Not the same way that New Year's and 4th of July is. But then what about Christmas? They do fireworks for Christmas, I think. Fireworks for Christmas. I mean, you already have so much going on. You got the tree, you got lights. I mean, I don't know if fireworks really add a whole lot to the experience of it all, right? It's already bright. You know, the season's already merry and jolly. You know, it's already cool. It's good. I don't know if it's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if fireworks really add a whole lot to the Christmas season. Because, fireworks add a whole lot to 4th of July. They add a whole lot to New Year's Eve. But I don't know. And even Valentine's Day, like I said before, like it's just a little extra explosion of love onto there. You know what I mean? But Christmas is already, you got the gifts, you got the snow, you got the cold weather, you got the lights, the Santa, the clothes, the outfits, the pajamas, like all of these things like start adding up and you don't know where everything fits exactly. But hey, I get it. Now, you know what? A holiday that makes sense. Halloween. But again, no. Halloween makes sense. I think Halloween makes sense here. But what would the specifics of it be? Did you already got the jack-o'-lanterns, you already got the candy, you got the costumes, people are decorating their houses. Like what's that it factor? What's that thing that we're missing here? What do we do? I say it's just about chaos. Halloween's just about chaos, and one night of the year you go crazy, you go a little hard, and you light up some fireworks. I don't think that's wrong. I think that's, that could be a part of the deal. So, I don't know. I guess those are just a few of them. But then Halloween's already crazy. Like, the amount of crime. I'm not even speaking about, you know what? Forget Halloween. 4th of July, with all of the fireworks going on, it is probably the perfect time to commit crime. And I don't say that, to encourage people to commit crimes during this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the loud noises from the fireworks adds good cover. You know what I mean? You time it just right. You let you shoot somebody in the heat of the moment, or you plan it ahead of time. Like it's pretty good cover. It works. And I'm not saying it. Look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying if I, not if I, no, this isn't about, no, not me. All right, I'm just saying if you were a criminal and you wanted to commit a heinous crime, like let's say killing somebody, right? Then you could technically use, because the 4th of July is here, you could have used the fireworks explosion and the loud noise that the chaos that will ensue as cover for some other heinous deed. I'm just saying, that's a possibility. Because the police go crazy during this time. Because everybody's got an issue. Every time there's fireworks involved, people have issues. All right? There's always, maybe somebody lights the firework in the wrong place and they start a fire. Then the fire department's got to hit over there. And then somebody gets hit by a firework. So then they had to call the ambulance over there. They got to get the police over there. They got to do a whole thing. It's like a nightmare for people. It's really terrible. I'm not saying this is amazing, but they go, the police calls go crazy when fireworks go off. When there's something to do with explosions, especially now while it's really hot. Apparently the July 4th and July 3rd have been the hottest days of the whole year ever recorded in like Earth's history, which is not good. So, anyways, the sound just adds as good cover, and it's not good. It's not something that you want. You don't want this kind of a chaos. You don't want this kind of thing to happen. But if it were to happen, if you were, this would be the time to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying I want you to, but I am saying that it is an advantage if that's where you're leaning towards, which is, awful. And obviously what I was saying before, people are idiots. And they'll start fires because they don't know how to light these fireworks properly. They'll light like a huge campfire just to light one firework, and then they'll shoot it into their yard or into a tree, and then it'll explode, and then the alarms start going off, and then the tree catches on fire, and then they try to pour water on the tree, but that doesn't work, and it actually ends up being gasoline, and they start burning the whole thing even more. So then you got to call the police, then they got to call the fire department, then they got to hurry themselves all the way over there, and then once they get there, they have to spray it down, and they have to cancel all of the fun, and all of your fireworks get confiscated, and then you're ruined. I mean, that's not what our forefathers wanted for us. They wanted us to be free. They wanted us to choose what is right, what is good. And, I don't know if fireworks are that, especially in the hands of idiots. But you can, they also wanted us to buy whatever we wanted to buy. So whether you're an idiot or not. So if you want fireworks, you can go get them. Because here's another thing. In the right hands, sometimes even in stupid hands, I just have, there's no denying that fireworks aren't awesome. They are an amazing thing. They are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. They add a lot of fun. They add like a certain level of excitement. Pretty loud. I'm not gonna lie, pretty loud, but visually stunning. They don't smell the greatest. Obviously with all the smoke, but when you're looking up at the dark, the dark sky, and then you light it up, you light the fire on, and then it goes up into the sky, and you're waiting for the final bang, and then it comes, and then boom, burst of light, and then you're just waiting for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I mean, dude, it's probably what, the repetitiveness is so much fun, and it's kind of what I imagine people liking NASCAR for. It's like, I've never watched NASCAR, right? Because to me, it's just like, they're moving in circles, but some people are just like, they're going so fast. They're making a turn, they keep on going in the same circle over and over again. And it's like not exciting to me, but to other people, they're just like, they like the repetitiveness of it. They like seeing their car or whatever racer they bet on or whatever go at a certain speed, something about it that they like. But I like fireworks because of the explosion aspect, because of that pop, that boom, you know what I mean? That explosion adds so much value to the experience and the vibration. Like I was saying, I was laying on the ground, and you look up at the sky, and the firework goes off, and you light it, and it goes up into the sky, and it boom, and you can feel it on the ground. It's so crazy. It's an intense feeling. The colors are also visually stunning. Obviously you got your typical colors. You got your blue. You got they have like a regular white ones, which is kind of like yellowish, sort of. They got your blues. You got your greens, purples. Any kind of color you name it, and the variety that they pack them into is very unique. Sometimes you get like a big red one, and then like some tiny white ones along with it. You ever see that video of like that huge firework where it's just like one firework explodes, and then it looks like hundreds of other little ones explode alongside with it, and it's just like a huge pile of different colors just all over the place. It's very exciting. And that's what it is, it's exciting. It's very action-packed fireworks. It's like seeing a bomb go off, It's not, we don't want to be in the bomb. We don't want to die, but we just like seeing the explosion happen. We just like blowing stuff up. I think that's a part of human nature on some level, right? Like when fire was founded, right? They used it to burn all kinds of stuff down for no reason. And we still burn stuff down for no reason, but it's all under the disguise of excitement. It is exciting to see. It's exciting to watch. And I feel the same way about fireworks. There's just something to it that just gives you something, man. It's just a part of the fun. I don't know how many fireworks I could watch. Like, I don't know if I could do like a whole like binge watch of it. It has to be in person. You can't watch fireworks on the TV. Like, they put firework compilations on like YouTube, and it's like, it doesn't really add anything for me. But I don't know if you like that kind of thing. I don't know. I just kind of like seeing unique ones, or like the different shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, they maybe light up like a, one with animals on it or something like that, or they put like a design. I always find that cool, but obviously with technology now, it's a lot different. But fireworks are also just a fun bonding moment with friends. Like if you've ever had a group of friends and like or people around you, and you all get fireworks and you just set them off, it's just kind of fun to blow stuff up together. You know, there's something about it. I can't tell you that the feeling about it, but I can just say that it is a fun moment. And I also, fire is cool. Fire is fun. Fire is bad. It's destructive. It burns down buildings. It burns down houses. It burns down forests and animal life and the environment. It's not that great, but it's also used for, fire is energy. It helps us, do stuff. It's a key element of life, of the earth. It's something that we can create, and it gives us an advantage in certain aspects. It keeps us warm at night during camp, And I like fire. Fire is, like I said, it just gives you something. There's something about, you ever look into fire and you don't necessarily, I mean, obviously you feel the heat if you're like up close to it, but I'm saying if you feel fire, I mean, if you look at fire, because I'm not gonna say I lit up or I popped fireworks for the 4th of July. I'm just saying, like, for me myself, what I did was what are they called? Like those little sparklers? Not the sparklers, but they're like these. You buy them and then they like change different colors. They turn like, you light them up and they sparkle fire, and then it burns down to the end of the stick, and then it kind of like dies out. I got those. Oh, well, I had those, and we just lit those for the 4th of July. We didn't like buy a whole thing of fireworks. We just did like a small little thing. And I tell you, when I was staring at that fire, at the sparkler, like kind of like changing colors into like green, red, yellow, you could kind of look at it and you just be like, wow, fire is so cool. This fire is just like, it's beautiful. It definitely is. It has something to it. I definitely enjoy lighting stuff on fire. And so do a lot of people. I mean, there are a lot of, I'm not going to say I like fire to a crazy extent. You know what I'm saying? Not like, there are pyromaniacs out there. There are people out there who are so dedicated or so in love with fire that they just have it around them constantly. Like they carry a lighter everywhere. They like light candles all around them. Like they do some crazy stuff, these pyromaniacs. They just love fire. And now I'm not going to say I love fire to that extent. I think fire is cool. I like fire plenty, but it's not like I'm every second of every hour of every moment I'm like, fire, I like fire. But I guess why would I need to have fire constantly if I have my phone with me? I can stare at that. It's a lot more enjoyable. But fire is not, it's also a lot of, I mean, it's energy. It gives us warmth. It gives us heat. It prepares us. You ever gone to, imagine it's winter time, right? And it's cold. It's cold. And you're shaking. You're shaking and you can't stop. And no matter how many layers of clothes you have on, it's like your fingers still get numb. But then you light that fire. And boy, that fire warms you up, and you maybe, dude, imagine back in the day when fire was their main source of warmth in the winter. You have to light a fire. I bet you that fire must have felt so warm, so important, so vital to living. It meant the world. Without that fire, you were done for in the winter. Unless you've seen The Revenant, because there's a scene in there where he doesn't have fire, but he survives another way, which is also sad. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it. And I also think there's a certain level of creativity when it comes to fireworks. or fire in general, just the way that you use it. Because the way that we use fire, let me think. The way that we use fireworks is very. I mean, obviously to us now, it's pretty basic. Like, it's like, yeah, that's how you do fireworks, duh. But when they were first trying to invent, like, the firework, I guess, I imagine it was a lot more complicated, or a lot like, how can we make this awesome? You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain creative aspect to it, I suppose. And now that I think about it, when they were when was the first, like, what were the origins of fireworks? Obviously, I know that it's like Chinese made. I know that much, but I don't know, like, how it came about. Like, who was, like, the person that was like, listen, we need this. We need this bomb, but we need it to be colorful. So when we kill our enemies, there's a nice color to it. So it's kind of aesthetically pleasing. That's funny. Okay, here it is. Fireworks were developed in the 2nd century BC in ancient Luoyang, China. Hopefully I said that right. It is believed that the first natural firecrackers were bamboo stalks that were thrown in a fire, would explode with a bang because of the overheating of the hollow air pockets in the bamboo. Okay, so fireworks were created centuries ago, and they came into the New World with the early settlers from Europe. Since 1776, Americans have used fireworks to celebrate the nation's freedom. Well, those are the origin made. It's Chinese made. America did it in 1776 or 77. 77. July 4th, 1777. So I bet that day must have been crazy. Starting a new tradition like that and holding on to it ever since, I guess. That is wild. I don't know if, I mean, it's crazy that tradition has lasted for so long. And I think it's changing now, obviously, because we're evolving and technology is catching up. But so it was Chinese made long time ago. Then the Europeans found it in China. And then because they found it in China, they were like, when they came over to America, or like what was called the New World, I guess they copied it, or they took it. And then when they came over here, they were like, now that we have our freedom from the Europeans, let us blow stuff into the sky. And then fireworks were then. And that was just how we celebrated. I wonder if they were ever, I mean, I imagine they started from weapons, from bombs. They saw how they made bombs, and they were like, let's make this fun. Let's make this colorful. Let's make this, not deadly. I mean, still deadly, but if done properly and safely, it can be enjoyable and not a lot of people die. But what was the first fireworks show? Like, what was the first, like, fireworks display? I wonder. Okay, so it doesn't tell me, like, when the first fireworks show was. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. When was the first fireworks show? Uh, it says the first fireworks display was in Jamestown, Virginia in 1608. So there you have it. Since even before 4th of July, 1777. Or is it 76? I honestly can't remember. But that was then, you know? And now we're venturing into the... Now a new tradition starts and hopefully overtakes fireworks maybe. But then we'd need a lot of drones. So that's where the future's headed, people. Drones. Drone shows. We have the ability to make beautiful displays. And I imagine those would be overtaken by holograms and projections instead. I mean, they did a Tupac projection. You know what I mean? We can't do that in the sky. We can't make it work out there. So that's the way of the future. That's where we're headed right now. And obviously, it's a lot better for the environment. You know, a lot less smoke. But then we also have to charge the drones. We have to program them. We have to make them. I wonder what the environmental impacts of that are. Are there any? Could there be? What if there's solar-powered drones? You know, that definitely help, right? I mean, it's gotten to a point where technology is eventually going to overtake a lot of our... I mean, it's not even really overtaking anything. It's just a lot more efficient. You know, you can program them to do like an hour-long show without having a lot of loud noises. It's a lot more visually appealing. You know, there's not like a big bam. There's no smoke in the sky. There's no scaring children, veterans, babies. Like there's none of that. You know, no animals get harmed. There's, you know, a lot less to it. It's not as environmentally taxing on our planet. And because of that, I think, you know, I think maybe drone shows, I mean, I would like to watch a drone show over fireworks. But at the same time, I do enjoy a nice fireworks show. I think or maybe I'm just biased because I've had it for so long. I've been around fireworks, and then I guess slowly over time, as I get older and our technology becomes a lot more advanced, we can worry a lot less about that. But you know. Fireworks are a lot more, I would say fireworks are a lot more reality, and drone shows are a lot more technology and virtual entertainment. Right? And it would really all depend on who owns the drones. Because anybody can get fireworks. Anybody can set those off and make a show. Like the city park could get a bunch of fireworks and then be like, come everybody to the park and enjoy the fireworks. And it's about community. Whereas I don't know if they can do the same with the drones. I don't know. It's just weird. But you can't deny that the drones are a lot more visually stunning. They have a lot more to it. Like you could watch a whole episode of like a TV show on those drones up there. They could do all kinds of like cartoon animals for like the kids, and they could do like animals. They could do all kinds of stuff. They could do names. They could do a proposal up there on the drones. Not that they couldn't with the, you know, with fireworks, but I've never seen that. But I'm just saying it would be a lot easier with the drones. Yeah, you just program it for a lot more enjoyment, I guess, and to fill a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? So, long story short, when you're popping fireworks for the 4th of July, have fun. Have fun with it and do whatever. You know what? Light those fireworks. Light a firework for me right now. Okay? Because you know what? Fireworks are fun. Are they bad for the environment? Yes. Do you know that? Yes. Do I know that? Yes. And it's a shame, that our environment is in the place that it can be. And maybe if we didn't light these fireworks, things could be a lot better. But light that firework. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. And it's one of those select few times that we actually get to really enjoy it. So enjoy it while you can, all right? Before there's, they tell you not to. And they're already telling us not to. And just have fun. They're awesome. Fire is awesome. And just know that our freedom is what makes this special, sort of. But have fun, okay? And happy 4th, or guess after 4th, because that's when this podcast comes out, after the 4th. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. Enjoy your fireworks and family and friends. And I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you.